Subscribe to Amcode and ring the notification bell to get the latest content.
Hello and welcome back to our channel. So in this lecture, we are going to get our hands dirty and learn about how to build your Spark application using Python. So here we are going to deal with the PySpark here, which is nothing but the high-level API on top of Apache Spark will give you the capability to work with the Python language. So we have seen all about the fundamental details of how you can use Python to build your Spark application. But here, let's get our hands dirty and also learn about how you can work with the popular Python libraries such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib to really crunch your data and get the meaning out of it. So you will learn all about data processing. Then we have the data processing, getting the hidden meaning out of your data as well as the visualization aspect of it. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So here, as you can see, we can just go ahead to our Jupyter notebook and start coding our application. So here we have just a sample script to make you understand how you can build your own how you can build our own PySpark application. So here the first step is you have to import the required module which are needed down the line in your application. So here we are using the Spark session, which is the first major import for creating a Spark session, which we are getting from PySpark.sql. Then we have the NumPy and we are importing it as NP and as well as the Pandas as PD. And we have the Matplotlib, which we are going to import for the visualization purpose. So if you are aware about these libraries, this will be a piece of cake for you. So here the first step of every Spark application is creating a Spark session. So here we are using the builder method, as you already know, as well as we are giving an app name and get or create to get the already created Spark session or create a new one for us. So here I'll just run both these cells, and creating a Spark session may take maybe 5 to 10 seconds depending upon your system performance. So once you got Spark session created, the next step would be to generate a sample data. So if you have a CSV file lying around or a Parquet file, sample Parquet file, then you can directly create a data frame on top of it using the spark.read method. But to just getting started, you can just work with simple rows of the data. I have some data related to the employee data set. So I have the name, age, and the occupation, and just got some four rows to just getting started. So I'll just execute it, and it is creating a Spark data frame using the create data frame method. So here, if you know Python, you will able to easily understand what is going on in the each step, because Python is pretty readable language. And if you are just getting started, I'll highly recommend you to go with Python because it will give us a rich set of libraries to work with the data, and it will be really interesting to get the hidden meaning out of your data. So here we have just created a data frame named df here. But let's say if you want to work with the Python libraries, the native Python libraries, which are also really powerful, and if you're not dealing with such big data, you just have some data set to work upon to reveal some patterns out of it. So for that purpose, you can just leverage the native Python libraries and get the job done. So to do that, you can convert our Spark data frame into the Pandas data frame so that you can seamlessly interoperate between Python and Spark. So here we are using the toPandas method to create a Pandas data frame using our Spark data frame. So I'll just execute this. So as you can see, our Pandas df has been created now. So once you have the Pandas data frame and you know about Pandas, then this will be really simple for you. So here we are just using the filter operation here to just get all the employees where the age is greater than 30. You can do that using the simple Pandas procedures. So this is a little bit different from the Spark data frame, because in Spark we generally use filter operation to able to apply some condition on top of it. So here we are just using the Pandas procedures to get the new data frame, which is filter df. So on top of this filter df, we can just use some filter operation or group by operation and get the mean out of it. So here we are just grouping by the occupation of those employees and calculate the average age of those employees. So I'll just run this command, and once you got the average age by the occupation, we can just run the print command to get the average age by the occupation. So as you can see, the engineering, we have the occupation age as 34. Manager has the 45, which was this makes sense. Manager has more age. Just kidding. And also we got the researchers which have the 37 age, which is surprising. So it's not important. It's just sample data. So this is how you can build your data solution and get such hidden meaning out of it. You can use the occupation as well as the demographic information, the salary information, as well as the department information that we are using here to get some hidden meaning out of your organization's data. And once you got it, so here we are using simple pandas procedures to process the data at a record format, but you can use NumPy operation to apply some complex mathematical operations as well. So here we are using the NumPy operation to calculate the mean age of your within your data. So here we are just using the filter df and got the fold of age, and we are using the mean operation which is present in the NumPy library. So once you've got the mean age, we can just simply print it to get the mean age in your data set. So let's say, so this is how 38.666. So this is the mean age present in your data set. And at last, you can just, for visualization purpose, you can use Matplotlib library, which is very popular library to work and build some visualization dashboards which can give you great sort of information in a graphical format. You can use the list method to get your graph, as well as you are just using the age of the employees from the filtered data frame. And here you can also use the customization, which is nothing but the color and the age color. So here we are using the sky blue color for the color, and the age color will be black. So according to that, we are just having the X label as age and the Y label as frequency. And here the title, you can also give the title to your graph, which is nothing but the age distribution. So once you execute this, you will get a graphical representation of your findings. So once I run this, as you can see, this is the date age distribution, which is nothing but the label which we gave using the title method, and we got the X label as the age and the Y label as the frequency. So this is pretty simple to understand, and you can get all sorts of hidden meaning out of your data, because if your data is in structured format, we will not able to reveal any hidden patterns out of it. You have to use some visualization techniques as well as some mathematical transformation to able to get the meaning out of your data. And here, once you got everything cleared, you can just simply stop the Spark session so that it will not consume any resources on the server. So this is very simple, and you can play around with your data and try out some other libraries as well, and also let me know in the comments what are your findings. So I hope you understood how to build Apache Spark application using Python, and also how we can use their libraries as well to integrate with Apache Spark and get the benefit of distributed computing here. So I'll see you in the next one.
So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next lecture.